Joe Manchin delivered the final and fatal blow to Joe Biden's massive social spending bill that he calls Build Back Better. But that bill is $1.7 trillion of social spending and very little, if any, money in that bill for building anything except perhaps building the demo and votes. Who'd rather get those folks who'd rather get those PPP checks and sit home rather than actually earning a living? That's the real reason that inflation is soaring higher and the supply chain is cemented shut. Free money for takers while the makers work for it and pay for it. That's socialism, and it's never worked here, there, or anywhere for that matter. And so Joe Manchin, a Democrat, by the way, saved America from more hyperinflation and more supply chain issues going forward by killing this bill. This $1.7 trillion Christmas tree to Democrats. It was never paid for. And we're about to print and borrow to pay for it, print trillions, pushing inflation higher, and borrow the rest from China, who, in case you're not paying attention, China, who wants to see us go down, sunk with debt. Debt they're holding over our heads. This is bigger than just some Democrat wish list. This was Biden's signature legislation. This was Democrats' great hope to salvage what looks like going to be a disastrous 2022 midterm election for the Democrats. And it all went down faster than a Saturday night bar fight in Tuscaloosa. And let me tell you, this isn't sitting well with the Democrats, not at all. It started with Jen Psaki. Boy, oh boy, is Psaki pissed. She said Manchin's decision to reject the BBB, quote, represents a sudden and inexplicable reversal in his position and a breach of his commitments to the president and the senator's colleagues in the House and Senate. That's not true. That's not true at all. Poor old squad members, they got bait and switched by Biden, Pelosi, and Schumer. They wanted to hold up the original infrastructure bill passed last month until this BBB bill passed. Joe, Nancy, and Chuck promised they'd get this done, the big one done, if the squad and the liberal progressive just went along with the first one. Well, they reluctantly agreed, and now they got smoked by Biden, not by Joe Manchin, because Manchin has never wavered on this big, wasteful bill. He was against it from the word go. No, it was Biden, Pelosi, and Schumer who promised to deliver his $1.7 trillion bill into law if progressive just signed the other one, the smaller bill. The squad bit, and now they're on the hook. And they aren't happy. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was livid this morning.
Well, I think what Senator Manchin did yesterday represents such an egregious breach of the trust of the president. And it's also, this is exactly why it's an outcome that we had warned about.
So sorry, Ms. Ocasio-Cortez. You got bamboozled by Biden. Don't blame Manchin. He was never voting for this bill. Biden made a promise he could never keep, and you bought it. Be smarter next time, AOC. You'll be A-OK. And then there was this.
I mean, we all knew that Senator Manchin couldn't be trusted. The excuses that he just made, I think, are complete. It is really disheartening to hear him say that he has been trying to get there for the people of West Virginia, because that's a complete lie.
Oh, come on, Elon. Watch the language. This is an American television show. We're not supposed to swear on air. Squad member Cori Bush is bushwhacked, too.
There are 6 of us who had been saying this all along. It's sad. It's sad for us to say, let's look good instead of being good. Let's look strong instead of being strong. Let's look like we have a win instead of actually having a win.
Okay, whatever, Ms. Bush. Just keep on spending on your private security while calling for defunding the police, you hypocrite. No one's listening to your BS anymore anyway. Bernie Sanders should know better than to blame Joe Manchin. Bernie's a longtime senator who knows how to whip votes, meaning you never take a vote unless you have it locked up first. Biden whipped Senate votes without Manchin's defining vote, and Bernie Sanders should have seen this coming, which I'm sure he did. And this is just a public show of discontent to appease his liberal base. Bernie's followers are socialists, so they really wanted this Build Back Better socialism buy-in.
If he doesn't have the courage to do the right thing for the working families of West Virginia and America, let him vote no in front of the whole world.
He did. He did. Bottom line, Democrats are shocked. They claim to never have seen this coming, but they did. They knew. And now they're out on TV and radio pretending this is on Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin didn't sink this bill. 50 Republican senators, along with Joe Manchin, sunk the spending bill. And thankfully, there are 50 sane Republican senators and one sane-ish Democrat senator. Democrat for now. I think Manchin has had it with the clowns on the left. I think Manchin will go independent come January. We'll see about that. But Manchin is better off an independent. So Biden, Pelosi, and Schumer won't be able to strong-arm a man who clearly won't be strong-armed anymore.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.